Sometimes you just come across something that's so unbelievably big, it's hard to even wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened when we started looking into this topic.
Right.
You sent us information about the kitchen at the Jagannath Temple in Puri, India.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, it's like something out of, well, not really out of this world, but it's just incredible.
It's pretty remarkable.
So in this deep dive, we're going to try and understand how this ancient kitchen operates on such a massive scale.
Right.
But also what makes it so important to so many people.
Absolutely.
We're talking about a kitchen that feeds tens of thousands of people every single day.
Yeah, just the logistics of that alone.
It's mind-boggling, right?
It is, and it's all done using traditional methods.
No fancy equipment or anything like that.
Not at all.
So let's start by setting the scene a little bit.
Okay.
The Jagannath Temple is located in Puri, which is a coastal city in Odisha, India.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just any temple. It's one of the 4 major Chardham pilgrimage sites in Hinduism, which means it's an incredibly sacred place for Hindus.
Absolutely. And the temple itself has a long and rich history.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
It was built way back in the 12th century by King Anantavarman Chodaganga-Deva.
Wow. The 12th century.
We're talking about centuries of tradition here.
Centuries of tradition.
And the temple is dedicated to Lord Jagannath, who is a form of Vishnu or Krishna,
Right.
along with his siblings Balabhadra and Subhadra.
Okay, so it's a major spiritual hub.
Oh, definitely. But what's really fascinating is how this spirituality translates into this incredible daily act of feeding so many people.
Yeah, that's what really blew my mind.
It's truly a logistical and culinary wonder.
So let's talk about the numbers because that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
This kitchen is recognized as the largest functioning temple kitchen in the entire world.
The largest in the world.
Every single day, it feeds somewhere between 25,000 and 100,000 people.
Wow.
And during major festivals like the Rath Yatra, that number can jump to over 1 million people.
It's incredible.
Try to imagine cooking for 1 million people.
It's hard to even fathom.
And they do it all using traditional methods.
Earthen pots, firewood, no modern technology whatsoever.
It's like stepping back in time.
It really is.
So you mentioned the Rath Yatra.
Yeah.
What exactly is that?
Well, it's a huge chariot festival.
A chariot festival?
Yeah, where deities of Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra are taken out of the temple
Okay.
and paraded through the streets on these massive chariots.
Wow, and this happens every year.
Every year, and millions of pilgrims come from all over the world to participate.
So that explains why the kitchen needs to feed so many people during that time.
Right, because they provide food for all the pilgrims.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a huge undertaking.
So they have this special term for the food offerings, right?
Yes, it's called Chapan Bhog.
Chapan Bhog, what does that mean?
Well, Chapan means 56.
Okay.
And Bhog refers to offering specifically food items.
So 56 food items offered to the deities.
Exactly, and it's not just a random number.
Oh, I bet there's a story behind it.
It's linked to the mythology surrounding Lord Krishna.
Tell me more.
It's believed that during the Govardhan incident, Krishna accepted 8 meals a day for 7 days
8 meals a day.
from his devotees, and to commemorate this act of devotion, they offer 56 items daily.
Wow, so that's how they came up with 56.
Yes, it's a symbolic representation of Krishna's acceptance of the offerings.
And once the food has been offered, it becomes Mahaprasad, right?
Exactly. Mahaprasad, which means holy food.
So how does this kitchen actually function on such a massive scale?
Well, it's all managed by a community of temple cooks known as Swaras and Maharas.
Okay, and these are special cooks or something?
These roles are hereditary,
Hereditary.
passed down through families for generations.
Wow, so they're born into this tradition.
Pretty much they undergo rigorous training from a very young age.
So it's more than just a job, it's a way of life.
It really is. It's a lifelong service to the temple.
And the kitchen itself sounds pretty incredible.
It is, according to the sources, it has hundreds of hearths called chulas,
Hundreds of hearths.
all fueled by firewood.
Can you imagine the heat in there?
It must be intense, and they use clay pots or earthenware for cooking.
Clay pots, interesting.
Yeah, but what's really fascinating is how they use them.
How so?
They stack them up to 9 pots high on a single flame.
9 pots on one flame.
That's right.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
You would think so, but somehow it works.
And here's where things get really mysterious.
Go on.
The sources say that the food in the topmost pot cooks first,
Really?
which goes against everything we know about heat transfer.
It's true, and there's no scientific explanation for it.
It's like some kind of culinary magic.
You could say that.
So what kind of food are they actually cooking in these pots?
Well, it's all strictly vegetarian.
Okay.
And they don't use any onion or garlic.
Interesting. Why is that?
It's about maintaining purity and following traditional recipes.
Okay, so what are the key ingredients?
Rice-style vegetables, ghee, sugar, milk, jaggery.
So simple, wholesome ingredients.
Exactly.
And they prepare all this food without tasting it.
That's right. The belief is that the first taste is reserved for Lord Jagannath.
That's incredible. It must take a lot of skill and intuition.
It does. They have to rely on their experience and knowledge of the recipes.
And these 56 food items that make up the Chappan Bhog, are they all just random dishes or is there some kind of system to it?
Oh, no, there's a very specific structure to it.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, it's divided into categories based on the type of food.
Okay, like what?
Well, you have Sankudi Bhoga, which is mainly rice-based dishes.
Rice-based dishes.
Then there's Sukila Bhoga, which includes dry food items, especially sweets.
Like what kind of sweets?
Well, they mention things like ladoos and kaja.
Those sound good.
And there's pakala, which is fermented rice.
Fermented rice.
And dahi pakala, which is rice soaked in curd or yogurt.
Okay, so a good mix of sweet and savory dishes.
Exactly. And they also mentioned a few specific examples of popular dishes.
Like?
Well, there's khichdi, which is a lentil and rice porridge.
Sounds comforting.
Then there's dalma, which is a vegetable and lentil curry.
Okay, and for dessert?
They have chena poda, which is a baked cheese dessert that's popular in Odisha.
So even though there are strict guidelines, there's still a lot of variety.
Oh, definitely a lot of different flavors and textures.
So once all this incredible food has been prepared and offered to the deities, what happens to it?
Well, it becomes Mahaprasad, as we discussed, and it's made available to the devotees.
So they get to eat the food that's been blessed.
That's right. It's sold in a marketplace within the temple complex called Ananda Bazaar.
Ananda Bazaar, that sounds like a lively place.
It is. It's a bustling marketplace where people from all walks of life come to buy and share the Mahaprasad.
And this is really significant, right?
It is, because it emphasizes the non-discriminatory nature of the offering.
So everyone is welcome to partake in this holy food.
Exactly, regardless of their caste or social standing.
It's a beautiful expression of unity and equality.
It really is.
So let's talk about some of those miracles of the kitchen that the source material mentions.
Yep.
Like the fact that the food in the topmost pot cooks first.
Right, it defies logic, but it happens consistently.
And they're cooking for thousands of people every day.
And yet they never run out of food.
It's incredible.
And there's no waste.
How do they manage that?
It's a mystery, but they seem to have an uncanny ability to predict exactly how much food they'll need.
It's like they have some kind of sixth sense.
It really is remarkable.
And all of this is done through this ancient servitor system, right?
Yes, it's called Niyog.
Niyog. And it's a hereditary system, right?
That's right. These families have been serving the temple for generations.
And there are a lot of people involved in this whole operation.
Yes, around 600 cooks work in the kitchen.
600 cooks.
And about 5,000 people in total contribute to the various services within the temple.
So it's like a mini city.
It really is. It's a self-sustaining community.
And cleanliness is obviously a top priority in a place like this.
Absolutely. The entire kitchen is considered ritually pure.
And the cooks have to follow specific rituals before they even enter the kitchen, right?
That's right. They have to bathe and wear clean clothes.
It's all about showing respect and reverence for the food and the deities.
Exactly.
So it's clear that this kitchen is more than just a place to cook food.
Right.
It's a place of deep spiritual and cultural significance.
It represents the intersection of devotion, discipline, and divine management.
It's really an amazing story.
It is.
And it makes you wonder what other ancient practices might hold similar secrets or efficiencies.
Absolutely. Maybe there's a lot we can learn from the past.
So hopefully this deep dive has given you a better understanding of this incredible kitchen.
And maybe even inspired you to learn more about ancient traditions and practices.
Because who knows what kind of wisdom we might find there.
Yeah, you never know.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
Sounds good.